because there's an absence of good music in our society today. Don't get me wrong, don't do that. There's plenty of good music, but I'm referring to how music that dominates the media. There's certain music that dominates the media and having control over people's emotions and giving them heartaches and headaches, and that is not music. That's one reason why I like to talk about music. Real music. Real music, it produces a good result. So if there's not a good result behind all that music, it's not music. Plain and simple. You can call it what you like or what you think it is. But if it doesn't produce a good result, there's some kind of ingredient missing. Wink, wink. Yeah, so there's a difference between good music and evil music. How can a person tell the difference? That's up to the person. That's their job. My job right now is to explain it. How they apply, or if they listen, or when they listen. There's some valuable information that's coming. More of it's coming. So when we talk about music, and we're going to make it make sense. We're going to make this music thing make sense. Because you know, and you probably hear me repeat this over and over, they don't teach it in schools anymore. Music, there is music law and laws of music that should bring about a law for music. What I mean by this, music law, well, of course, that's the area where the lawyers get involved. Copyrights and contracts and publishing and things of that nature. Some people sign their life away. You know what I mean? Then the law of music is basically music theory. The beats, the measures, and eighth note, whole note, you know, you ain't going to put them in order. Later in the series, probably the third episode, which is coming up right behind this one. I like to explain each of the 12 elements of music. Like I say, I really want to get into that. So what would that add? A moral compass, perhaps. Good and clean, that's music. Well, people say what they like, but the truth is the truth. A lot of the music that I have, what they call it on the highway, they call it congested. The music business, that was not music. Stay with me. Most of us know that music appreciation classes were once in the educational system in America, but recently removed. I just wonder, have you noticed, or do you pay attention to the fact that little Chinese children, some of them play the piano like a master pianist? Why? When I was attending one of the universities, most of the light-skinned sisters, they were playing the guitar, you know, like Taylor Swift. That was a normal thing. Admiring Taylor Swift, I believe they would, but, you know, guitar was a part of growing up, learning some type of musical, educational instrument, or just learning music theory. They don't teach it at home too much neither. You know, but don't get me wrong, there's some families, man, they got some man children, they be rocking. I don't know if they teaching music theory. You know, you look online, you see all kind of talent and things of that nature. But any type of musical education can provide a well-balanced dose of discipline, diligence, and determination. Look what music do to the brain. Check that out. That's just, you know, that's what one of the things that music, I'm talking about music. Yeah, because that other stuff do something to the brain too. In most cases, put it on tilt. Yeah, so what I'm saying is this here. Can anybody really hear what I'm saying? Now, if you're watching, do you really hear and understand what I'm saying? So please, take time out, you know, give your child or your children some kind of musical educational background. It's a part of who we are. Music is part of us. Yeah, well, one day we'll understand it better by and by, like you say in the church house. But, you know, it's really a part of our nature. That's why we gravitate to it so quickly. We remembered certain parts of it. Some of the highlights in the song just do something to us. It's music. But good music